Thank you, Councilmember Brick. Vice Mayor Frutos.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I went to downtown, and there's a Ralph's supermarket right next to the pantry down the street. And it's a big Ralph's with residential units upstairs. And I went there several times, especially after I got the staff report and the EIR, and I looked at the people shopping there. I saw the people enjoying a cup of coffee there. And Burbank, if you Google Burbank under Wikipedia, some of the things that come out is that we're a city innovative. We've been a forward-thinking council. Now, some projects, because I'm a recipient up by the Empire Center and all the traffic, but the elected officials before me had foresight, is looking about the city for tomorrow. And how do we balance development? How do we protect neighborhoods? And one of my biggest concerns is the traffic. But a lot of the issues were actually talked, discussed. This was not an easy project for me to go through for a couple weeks, because I looked at every email, and boy, there were lots of positive pro emails from people that don't live in the area that I also represent. And then there's the precious neighborhood that's going to be impacted and some of the concerns. But I believe that some of the mitigation, I would like to see it on the front end, because I don't want the residents to come back like we heard during public comments that we failed them. We haven't done anything. And I also would support Councilman Brick's idea of increasing it to $250 from the developer and keeping that money back in that community to make sure that the funds are there to protect that neighborhood. And as I was going through the staff report, one of the things that stood out was that the developer was working within our 2035 general plan. Whether you like it or not, I have to look at this very objectively, very open, based on the discussions, the input from the community, and also the input from the developer, and try to find the balance to see if I can support what was in the EIR. And this was not an easy decision, but I can support this project, and I can support the findings. I am still very concerned about the traffic, but objectively, through the discussions and based on what's in the report, I can support the EIR. But that's not to say that I'm going to be asleep at the switch, because I will be asking where we're going with this traffic mitigation, and I really want to make sure that we do work very openly forward, not behind after the project's built, but to show a collaboration as developers moving on to really address the traffic, which is really critical in this area. I can support the alcohol sales, the street vacation, and the agreement for the Burbank mixed-use project. Again, getting back to my first comments about how our city has been forward-thinking. Burbank was the first city to pass a smoking ordinance. I'm sorry, Mike Nolan, I know that was a touchy subject for you, sir, but I'm using that as an example. We were also the city that was innovative for our public safety that requires, and other cities are adopting it, but we were the leaders that required our public safety to set up repeaters in all our different high-rise new development projects. I do believe that this will be a good business, Whole Foods, because God, I received a lot of emails of people saying, hey, we would like to see this happen. A nice high-end grocery store, a nice restaurant. And a lot of the issues that concerned me, the trucks coming in, that was a big issue. but it's coming in underground. They're exiting a different location. So without repeating what my colleague said, I am supportive of this. I can make the findings. And I would also like to see that we address on a future agenda when people, basically when a new development comes in, I would like to support Councilwoman Ludi here in support of bringing that back to the council to develop an ordinance to protect people, since we don't have anything right now. And I'm basing my comments and my judgments very openly, listening to all sides for the support of this project based upon the information in the EIR, the information of staff. And like I said, I also went to downtown LA and I looked at that project. It's a Ralph's supermarket with all the amenities that were discussed in the staff report. Thank you.